guys, welcome back to Young Struggles and Old Solutions with Sid and Uncle Ray.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
We're back. What episode is this now?
Is it six or seven? Six.
Seven. Stop. No.
We are not going to start the six, seven thing.
How do you know about that?
I have no idea. Other than I know that it's something. That's all I know about
When
it.
did you hear that?
I honestly don't even know what that means. It just annoys me. What does it even mean?
I guess it's like part of a song, and it's talking about like a guy's height, and that's why they say 6'7".
I have no idea. All I heard is that is 6, 7, and somebody does something with their hands.
Yeah.
And that it's supposed to be stupid.
It is stupid.
No, it is. No, and then like brands are like going on it and like jumping on it. Like Chick-fil-A is doing like 6 cookies for $7.
Oh gosh.
Oh, I hate that.
I know.
I just don't even want to get on that.
I
Yeah.
said that to some of the elders, and I was like, "Can we do that for an activity? We just go there." And one of the elders is like, "No, sorry, we have to go to the temple this week, but after
After
we
the temple.
can."
No.
I was like, perfect.
That's
What are we
funny.
supposed to talk about, Sid?
What are we supposed to talk about?
We're going to talk about the
Oh.
one.
The one.
Or
The
only.
one
or are we
got
going to talk
away.
about? Do we want to talk about what happened with
Yeah, we can.
Mr. A?
We can talk. That might lead into that.
It might. Let's talk about that.
Okay. So what did we? We ended up.
No. You got to go back because you were going to reach out to him.
Was I gonna reach out to him?
Yeah. Did he reach back out to you before you reached out to him?
Yeah, he reached
Okay.
out to me because this was in between me texting guy B and I didn't text guy B. Guy A texted me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You told us that.
Yeah, I told. Okay. So yeah, he texted me about wanting to hang out this weekend, and so I told him I could on Saturday, and so I
So
told
you didn't go with Kennedy to
Rigby.
Rigby.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No,
You were here in town
I stayed here in town, and so
because
he-
of Guy A.
Yeah.
no, not because of guy A, just because Rigby. I don't really.
I understand. Well, yeah. I don't know what Kennedy does over there, but
There's not a lot going on over in East Idaho.
I guess there's some
I
there is some
love-
Kennedy news.
Yes, there is some Kennedy news that she can update on. I love my friends in East Idaho. I just don't think I could ever live in East Idaho.
yeah.
So I like to stay in Boise.
and
But-
have them come to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. But anyways, so he asked me out and we decided to go bowling. So we went to good old Westies.
Did he buy you a bowling ball?
He did. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he did. He didn't buy me a bowling ball, but so anyways,
That was tongue in cheek. I knew he didn't buy her a bowling. Oh, I was hoping he didn't buy her a bowling ball. But
Me too.
With diamond indents. in
Aunt
it.
Aunt Karma refuses to bowl. Like when we
Really?
get old, yeah, because my mom and dad did it,
Oh,
and I think it's like a
Trauma.
yeah, it might be trauma. I think it's just like, hey, I'm not going to do what your parents did thing.
yeah, that's funny.
You know, the funny thing is she says that a lot, and she ends up just like Grandma Olson.
Yeah, I married my mom, and we
That's-
can talk about that sometime.
yeah, we
Yeah,
could talk
we
about that
did.
actually.
And
Yeah.
and even Parker married his mom.
Yeah.
Add
It's
that
funny
in.
seeing the things in Ellie that mom does or mom does. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's really interesting because she'll do something or say something, and I'm like, Mom, is that you?
That's funny. But yeah, so we went to Westies, and honestly, before the date, I almost wanted to cancel the date because he was kind of annoying me. I'm not gonna lie, because he was
How
texting
was
me
he
a
anno-
lot.
Oh.
Like I wouldn't answer, and then he just kept texting and texting, and then I was
Which is
just-
bad form for you guys, right? You
Well-
text and wait for an answer, and if you keep texting, that's bad form, right?
Well, it was within 30 minutes. Like, it wasn't like he was waiting on me on hours. It was like 30 minutes, and then he was texting me because I didn't answer and was just like saying all this stuff. And I was just like, okay, well, he obviously still can't figure out how just to take it back a notch. And so I was honestly,
I mean, he's showing you who he is.
yes, he is
If
showing.
you if you ignore what he is showing you,
yeah.
then eventually that becomes your responsibility.
I do know I'm putting myself in this situation, and so I'm like, it's too late to honestly cancel because it's Saturday, and so I
Right.
was like, okay, I'm gonna go out. Like, I still want to like see it through, and so, anyways, he picks me up.
Oh, by the way, sorry for interrupting
yeah.
you.
Go ahead.
Do we need to have Riley in here to get all the rest of the story?
Maybe.
Maybe I'm gonna do my best to
Okay,
explain it.
yeah, okay.
But it's also hard when my dad's sitting right over there. But I'm gonna do my best. So
Do I need to ask him to leave?
no, he'll probably hear it. So anyways, so then we end up going out and we start bowling, and it was like so I get in the car and I was like, okay, he was being chill and it was fine. I was like, okay, I was just overthinking it, and we go bowling, and we played 5 games of bowling, and I
You
won.
bowled 5 games.
Well,
Did
cause
you really win, or did he let you win?
okay, and that's my issue is I hate it when they let me win. And like I make that very clear from the start. I'm like, if you ever think that in your head, like that's gonna make me more upset than losing will make me upset. 'Cause like I want to win, like that I earned it. Like
R-
I earned that
You
win.
want to be authentic. You want to be
Yes.
authentically winning versus
Exactly. And so he beat me the first 2 games.
okay.
And I told him, I'm like, okay, we're gonna go best of 5. Because I
Oh,
wanted
so you told him best of 5. That
well,
wasn't a
first it was like best of 3. But then I was like, no, let's go best of 5. But we had an hour, so we had a lot of time to like
Sure.
bowl. And there's and
It's
there's
just you two,
it's
right?
just us two,
Okay.
so the games go pretty quick. But like I wasn't bowling my best the first 2 games, I'll say. Like I did
You
step
weren't
it up.
focused.
I wasn't focused.
It was a
I
warm up.
wasn't
It was a
focused.
warm up.
Hey, that's what I told him. And so anyways, I won the 3rd game. And
Legitimately?
I would say so. Like I bowled like three strikes
Okay.
in one game. So I would say I bowled fairly, but then he's telling me that he's playing fair, but then by the end of the day he was saying that he let me win. So I never know how to read it, cuz it's like, did you let me win, or are you just saying that because you ended up losing?
You're right. Because is he trying to save face, or is he being?
And I like told him, well, you can just take me home if you're going to let me win.
I love that.
So anyway, so bowling, I enjoyed bowling because
You
I
won
think I
eventually.
think I won
You
fair
think
and
you won
square.
really?
I truthfully do, because even like the total at the end, I beat him by 1 with all the total points
Right.
added up.
You added up all the total
Yeah,
pins or the total scores, and you won
yeah,
by 1.
I would say so, but I don't know.
No.
I'm gonna take it
Did
with
you
that.
have a good time?
Yeah, bowling was fine. I mean, there's a few times where like he would bowl a strike and he'd get like all pumped and excited and like start like being like, let's go, and just like being like really loud in the bowling alley. And there's like it's
So is
crowded.
that embarrassing you?
Yes, because everyone starts looking over. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's just us two, and I'm like, I get it if you're out with like your friends, like the boys and stuff, and they're getting all hyped and like playing. But I'm like,
But when it's just him and he's drawing
yeah,
attention to
yes,
you and you don't like that,
no, I don't like that. And so
guess who else doesn't like that?
who? Oh, my mom.
Yeah. And in my life, somebody else.
It must be running the
There you
family.
go.
And so I don't know. And so then like he like bowled one time, and he didn't knock down all the pins. And then he like threw his hat on like the ground. And he's like drawing attention to himself again, where it's just like I don't know. I didn't really like that. But other than that, we had fun, and he wasn't being like too overbearing yet. And so my original plan going into it was I was just gonna go bowling and hang out with him for like max 2 hours, and I was gonna be home because I was like, I'm already annoyed. So I told Riley and Mac I'm gonna be home by 10 o'clock. Like I
What
don't.
time did you get home? 1 o'clock?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got home at 1.
What did you do for 3 hours?
Well, here's the thing. So he
Do I
wanted to
look at your
go.
dad at this point, or do I keep looking at you?
Keep looking.
Maybe-
And so we ended up going to a movie. Well, he was wanted to go to a movie at like the movie theater. And so we had like so after bowling, we had like a good hour until the movie started. And so we went.
Did you end up going to the movie?
Yeah, we
Okay.
ended up going.
Okay.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, we ended up going to the movie. And then we went and got ice cream before the movie, and we're just like kind of talking back and forth, and it was good, and he wasn't being too much yet. Like it was actually good.
Did he screw it up? I just got to know the end from
Yeah,
the
he
beginning.
eventually
Okay,
he
good.
eventually screwed it up to where I was just back and forth in my head all night because he just takes it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, he can't just.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this again. He's telling you who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Are
And
you going to listen, or are you okay with who he is? There's nothing wrong with you
yeah,
being okay with who he is,
yeah,
but that is
and that's what I'm trying to figure out if I'm
if you're
okay
okay with
it.
that.
Yeah.
So
And so we go get ice cream and we're just talking, but like he's casually just like he'll like throw in like subtle comments about
getting married,
like not getting married, but like he
being
won't say getting
serious.
married, but like down the line, like 3 years down the line, like saying how he's gonna play, like if I'm gonna be at his games when he's in the NFL and like all this stuff, and I'm
Hey,
like,
Sid,
that's a long ways
he's
away.
not going to be in the NFL.
I don't know. He's just making all these comments to me, and I'm just like, I don't like. I just
Don't
like,
tell him that. He doesn't need to know that.
and be like,
But
listen.
he's not going to. If you're attracted because he's going to the NFL, he's not going to
No,
the NFL.
that's not why I know. And I feel like he makes those comments to kind of like,
Test the water.
yeah,
He's like out there touching you, like go.
yeah,
He's throwing out the bait and seeing if you hit it.
yeah, and like I'll just say, we'll see, like we'll
Well,
see, like I'm just like, cause I,
you're non-committal about it, right?
yeah,
You don't like bite off on
uh-uh.
it and go, oh yeah, that'd be great.
Oh no, I'm just like, yeah, we'll see. And he's like, you're a tough one. I'm like, yeah, I am a tough
Well,
one.
and this has worked for him before.
Yeah, it could have, yeah.
Throwing out. No, it has worked for him before. That's why he's doing it.
Yeah, that's true, probably.
He's not. This isn't. He's not testing. You're not the
Yeah.
first girl he's gone out that he's liked and said all this stuff to.
No. And so,
You are special, and I love you, and I think you are sort of
oh
special
no,
and deserve the
yeah.
best. But
No, I know, like he's definitely used that
he's got
before.
a game plan. He's
Yeah,
running his
he
game
definitely
plan.
has a game plan. And so anyway, so then we get ice cream and then we get to the movie theater, but we still have like 20 minutes until we actually have to like go in. And who wants to go in early and sit there and watch all like the commercials and
Old
stuff?
people.
And so we're sitting in the car, we're just talking back and forth, and
He leaned in and kissed you, didn't he?
not yet.
Okay.
Yet. And so anyway, so he brings up the whole first date situation again. I don't know how it got brought. Oh, he said, I know why you didn't go out with me again is because you didn't win golfing because we went mini golfing.
Oh.
And I said, sure, we can go with that because I was like, yeah, sure, if that makes you feel better, we can go with that. But that's
Oh.
not the actual reason.
Well, and you told him what the actual reason
Yeah, I
was.
told him was. So I
Right.
was just like joking back. I'm like, sure, we can go with that. And then he was like, well, I am really sorry for like how things came. Like I do realize it was a lot, and like the cookies and the flowers and the diamond necklace, like that was a lot.
I can't believe he's bringing it back up.
No,
That's what-
he brings it up every time we go out.
He's pushing in the losing position.
And so I told him, I was like, I don't want you to keep apologies, because he says it every time. I'm
Oh, he's
like,
apologizing for it.
yes, and he apologizes every single time. I'm like, I don't want you to feel bad. Like you on it, like you treated me really good. Like
Let's
I don't.
move on.
Yeah, I'm like,
Next.
yeah. And so I like told him, I was like, the cookies and the flowers were great. I was like, the diamond necklace, yeah, like that was a little much. And he's like, I know, but you just have to understand like my mindset going into it. He's like, I just got back from my mission and I was going out with the girl of my dreams and this gorgeous girl. So all week, like I was so stressed out and like I couldn't, like I was so nervous.
You think he heard the first episode and so now he
I
knows what to say?
No, when he said that, that came into my head. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, did he hear the first episode? Because that was the first time he said like that he was a return missionary. So I was like, oh no, don't listen to the second
Oops.
episode. So I like, and so he was like, I just thought like it was like all sunshines and rainbows and we were just gonna ride off into the sunset. And I was like, yeah, I was like, honestly, like I don't really work like that. Like it was all like super nice. And he was like, I just beat myself up like if the first date would have went differently, if I wasn't as over the top, if things would have been different. And I just told him like, honestly, no. Like I moved back to Utah. I was going out with other guys. Like it was our first date. It like wouldn't have gone any differently. And I'm like, and obviously I liked things about you that made me want to keep on going out with you once I got back. So I just told him to stop beating himself up about it. I didn't want to keep hearing
Move
about
on.
it.
Right, move on.
Yeah. And so anyways, so then we just start talking and yeah, and then he eventually like leans in and kisses me. I'm like, dude. Like it's just like it was like fine, but then he just takes it to a whole nother level.
Right. He's always pushing the limits.
Yes, like all the time. And so then I'm just like, okay, well, should we go? Because he first like leaned all the way across and I like pushed him to the side of the car. I was like, I'm gonna stiff arm you to the other side of the car.
I love the stiff.
That's what I told him, but I was just like kidding, but also I was like, because he just takes things to a whole nother level every single time.
Right.
And so I was
He's
like,
rushing.
yes. Well, he obviously didn't take that sign completely.
Did you ever see the movie Whiplash?
No. That's how I felt was whiplash
I
all day.
understand, but it's a movie about a jazz drummer that went to
Oh.
school and it's funny because you can rush or not rush, and the is an abusive teacher,
Oh.
and so he slaps the drummer and slaps him faster. Are you rushing or are you stalling?
That's what
So
I
you're
should
like,
have
yeah, you need
said.
to start slapping him. Says, you're rushing. Slow down.
That's
Get it right.
funny. That's funny.
Now and when you see that movie, you'll end up laughing
I
then
should, yeah.
at the
Then I'll
point that
know
you're
what
supposed
you
to be crying.
That's funny. Well, yeah, and so anyways, I was like, "All right, well, this is enough. Like, should we go into the movie now?" And so we end up going in and
I love it. Did you actually say this is enough?
well, I told him, I'm like, "Okay, well, let's go into the movie now." And he's like, "Well, we still have like 10 minutes." I'm like, "Well, let's just go in."
Those previews are pretty good now, huh? They're looking a lot better than they did.
No, I know. I was like, "I gotta see these
Yes.
previews."
Those
Gotta see what
commercials.
movies are coming out. And so anyways, so we like go in and so it was like fine, but like at this point I'm like
Was it a good
really
movie?
stressed.
Was it a good movie, or were you even thinking about the movie? You were
Well,
just
it
was
was
it
a
2 hours of stress?
it was I'm not gonna it was a good movie, but I was 2 hours in stress
Yeah.
because my mind was just all over the place because I was like the first little bit of the day I had fun, like we have fun together, but then he just takes things to a whole nother level and like the things that he says to me and it just goes to another level where it makes me uncomfortable and then there's like certain things where I'm just like I don't know. So then I go back and forth in my head about it.
So there is a principle of that. So one of the things that typically attract somebody that you are attracted to, they do have a tendency to push you to the next level. They make you better,
Huh.
but they don't make you and
It
that's not
doesn't
true.
make
They
you
make you a little bit uncomfortable.
yeah.
But you
But
remember when we talked about like we have the field and we have the fence,
uh-huh.
and we get feelings and we have intuition and we have the spirit with us and we have the Holy Ghost
Yeah.
and both of the fields are very much similar. The grass is very similar.
Mhm.
But one side is there's poison in the grass and the other side
Yeah.
is where you want to be.
Uh-huh.
What is your gut telling you, Sid?
Honestly, my gut's telling me that I just need to let it go.
Move
Because
on.
I really tried so many times to keep giving him the benefit of the doubt and like really like keep seeing like okay like see something in him
Right.
that I could eventually get there, but the entire time in my head is like I don't think I can get there.
But it shouldn't be work all the time.
Yeah, and that's how it feels.
Right, right. You're on guard all the time.
Yeah, and like and even while we're watching the movie, it's like he's constantly just like cuz like as soon as we break the barrier of him like kissing me cuz
Is
before
that the first time he kissed you?
that's the first time he kissed me since our first date.
Okay.
Cause after our first date, I told him like I don't move like that on like a first date. Like I want to take things slow. And so then before that, when like we would go out, like there was nothing like that, and it was like chill. That's why I kept like okay, well maybe he can get there and calm down. But then as soon as I give him an inch, that man takes
The mo-
like the whole football
well,
field. I'm like, and so the
you give him
entire
a yard
movie.
and he goes 99.
Yeah, exactly. And during the movie, it's just he's constantly just like touching me. I'm just like, give me my space. Like it was just too overbearing. And then like the comments he was making, I just couldn't. I was just in my head like,
And you
oh
could never
no,
get comfortable.
no, I couldn't get
So
comfortable after
I'll
that. I was
I'll
like,
tell
why
you a
did I?
story about getting comfortable and
Oh gosh.
uncomfortable, and I don't
Yeah.
know exactly what it means. So y- your aunt
Uh huh.
does not like to be embarrassed. Like, and I don't either.
Yeah.
I get it from that. Um, and so one of the things that we used to go over and watch your mom and your uncle Mike play basketball over at NNU.
Mhm.
Then it was NNC, and we would be holding hands. We'd go park because we'd usually get there a little bit later than Grandpa and Grandma,
Mhm.
Chatterton there, and we'd end up coming in and kind of we had a couple different places we sat,
Mhm.
primarily two. But we knew where we were walking, and so we would walk in and we'd be
Mhm.
holding hands all the way up until the moment that we went through the gym doors.
He's like, let go
Uh,
of me.
and I'm like going, where did your hand go?
That's
And
funny.
and so this happens a couple times, and I'm like going, I don't know how to have this conversation with her. So back then I used to DJ the Friday night dances and this was for kids that were in the institute. So it was
Oh,
like
cool.
from 19 after you graduate high school till at that point it was unlimited, but
Uh-huh.
so you'd have guys there. And so I would do that on Friday nights for about a year and a half, 2 years. We did that.
Oh, cool.
And so we would walk in there. So I was obligated to do that every Friday night, essentially, unless I got a substitute. So it's kind
Mhm.
of the same thing as I'd go in there and I'd walk in there and I'd hold Karma's hand and that way she, everybody knew who I was supposed to be with. So I
Yeah.
stopped doing it. I started letting go.
Oh,
And
you
she got
started letting go first.
at that spot and she started getting mad at me.
That's funny. She's like, "You can't do it, but I can do it."
Yeah, there we go.
And
Yeah,
that's most of the marriage.
there is a theme of about like it's okay if you're her to do it, a girl to do it. Girls can do it, but guys can't.
Yeah,
And
I
so
would feel the same
yeah,
way.
yeah, I know. Yeah, this
It
is
runs
not
in the family.
and this is not lost on me. And so we get that dance goes over and I says, well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and she wasn't happy about it. But the next time we walked into a game, guess who held my hand all the way to where we were sitting down?
Aunt Karma?
Aunt
Oh,
Karma, yeah.
wow, that was a little game you
Yeah,
had.
yeah.
Like you were playing
And
no,
I've used it the
checkers.
rest
She
of
was
our
playing.
right. I've used it the rest of our marriages, and sometimes I get in trouble for it.
That's
Like I'll give her what I'll treat her the way that she's treating me, and sometimes sometimes it's valuable. Other
sometimes
times
it
I just screw
backfires.
it up. Yeah. Sometimes it costs me more than I get than I gain.
Sometimes she just digs her feet in the ground even more.
That's
She
funny.
doesn't take the bait.
But there, the point to that was and is that I don't think even though that was uncomfortable for Aunt Karma,
Mhm.
and I was playing a bit of a game. I tried to do it up
Yeah.
front and legitimately and let her know how I was feeling
Mhm.
when the roles were reversed. Um, it stretched her, but I don't think it made her so uncomfortable that she had to worry constantly.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like I was putting my arm around her, carrying her in on the gym. She just didn't want to be embarrassed. It
Yeah.
was like having your dad here, and that was uncomfortable for her to have because we were walking in and your grandpa and grandma Chatterton were there, and I was holding the
Yeah.
hand. That was kind of the first time she'd um ever seen it. She's only I'm gonna probably get in trouble for this, so we might have to cut this out, Lainey. She's only kissed 3 guys, and I'm one of the
Oh,
3.
okay. Oh, wow.
So she's very stingy with affection.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Even with us.
That's
No,
funny.
not with you,
I'm
not
just
with the kids.
joking.
No, and yeah, that's why I kept thinking in my head. It's like I don't mind like if a guy that I like wants to be like affectionate, but there's like also like he was
But
just
you would still mind if he was overly
oh yeah,
affectionate, yeah.
overly
Yeah,
yeah,
but
and
that would be the definition of not being the guy
yeah,
you want to. Right.
exactly, and it was just too much, and then the movie's over, and we get back in the car, and what does he do?
Are you
He
having
kisses me again.
are you fighting him off?
Am I fighting him off?
Yeah, are you
Well, at the movie, it's kind of hard to fight him off when like I'm literally sitting right there, like I couldn't. But then when we got back in the car, I was like, "It's 1 a.m. Like my bedtime was at 10. Like I want to go to bed. Like I get up early, I work out. Like I need to go to bed." And so, anyway,
you're
so
costing me sleep, dude.
he is and
Worry and
stress,
sleep, yeah.
worry and sleep. And so he kisses me again, and I'm like, "Okay, Ty, like I have to go. Like I need to go to bed." And then we start talking again, and then he kisses me again, and I'm like, "Okay, Ty, like I need to go." He's like, "Okay, okay, okay." And we finally drove and we left, but it just like, then the entire drive home, we hit every single red light, and what does he do at every single red light? He
Kisses,
kisses
yeah.
me. I'm like, dude, like, can you just like chill out for 2 seconds? And he's just like making these comments about
He's thinking he's getting someplace,
yeah,
right?
1000% his like cuz he's like you just look really really happy. I'm like, "Do I?" I was like, you knew. Oh, if only you knew what was going on through my head right now
Yeah. I
cuz I'm
feel
freaking
miserable and
out.
you're making me
I
mad.
know. I'm like I'm freaking out. I'm like if
Uh,
the date would have ended after bowling, I would have gone out with him again. But then since I let it go on longer, I saw more
More of
sides
who right,
to
and
him
which is
and
some of the value of doing that, right?
yeah,
Which was
that's true.
because it's easy to keep up
For a couple hours
for a
at a
couple hours,
time.
right?
Yeah.
It's hard, like that, and we talked about that at some in one of our deals where he says you want to go
Mhm.
out on a date for a long time. You want to go out there and have to be with somebody for like five,
Mhm.
6 hours, or go on vacation or something where go on a trip
Yeah.
or something where you can they keep? I mean, because most people can't keep it together for 6 or 7 hours. At
Yeah,
some point, they become fatigued and show who they really
who they
are.
really are.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
And so you're seeing who he really
yeah,
is.
and
He's aggressive.
yes, he's aggressive. And so I just, yeah, I think I
If you
kept
have any of your mom genes in you at this point, I really,
say run.
yeah. Well, by this time, your mom would have hit him.
Yeah, honestly.
She would have.
No, yeah, I've thought about it, but
Hitting him?
yeah, well, yeah, and so yeah, and
I
he
don't.
texted me last night wanting to hang out again, and
But how do you?
I
What do
don't
you do
know.
now? Now we get to talk about one of our other subjects. He thinks you're going out now.
Yes, and he texted me again last night saying how, because on our first date we ran into the bishop of his family ward, and I so happened that on Sunday the bishop went up to his parents asking if he's still going out with that girl that he was at the arcade place
Which, of
with.
course, is a sign.
And that's probably exactly what he's thinking of, like when we first saw him and then when he asked again after our date. And
Because that
then,
bishop's inspired.
oh, don't go, don't say anything like that. And
Well,
so anyway,
that's tongue in cheek. He does
yeah,
not have. First of all, he's not his bishop anymore, right? Because you're in the
yeah,
singles ward, so he has zero
uh-huh,
stewardship over him,
yeah, no. And so he
and
like,
and he wouldn't have stewardship over him that particular way.
yeah,
And when I say stewardship, do you understand what I'm talking about?
like revelation.
Stewardship is part of that. So right now, your mom and dad, and your mom and dad's stewardship is even growing smaller and smaller with you also. But
Mm-hmm,
when you were what stewardship is a responsibility for another person. Typically, you see have a stewardship with children as a bishop of a ward, or even in certain other religions, a stewardship is responsibility to others to lead and guide
mm-hmm,
and part of that we believe in the church is also that if you have a stewardship over them, that you can receive limited revelation about them and
mm,
advice. Um, More so in regards to your parents have more of that, especially as you're younger. They're making more of your decisions for you. As you get
uh-huh,
older, their stewardship decreases, and I don't think there's ever a point where a parent's stewardship ever ends unless they either walk away from that stewardship, the parent does, or the
mm-hmm,
child says, I no longer want you to have any stewardship over me, and I don't want you to have a relationship with you.
yeah,
So, but what sometimes will happen, because of the culture side of the church is that people will look at things and go, well, that guy is my bishop, and so
he said
if
that.
he thinks he still has a say in this. Well,
Uh-huh,
doctrinally it couldn't be farther from the truth. Yeah, it's something he probably would like to have happen, obviously, at this
yeah,
point,
uh-huh,
and you can use that to manipulate somebody. Right. If you don't
yeah,
understand the role of stewardship and where stewardship begins and ends, he
mm-hmm,
could come say, well, my bishop asked about this. And that has
yeah,
happened. That has happened when I was dating. Uh, Guys and girls would use this level of stewardship and different signs and things
uh,
to, and it's mostly, I mean, I'm sure some were nefarious in why they were manipulative and why they were doing it. Others thought
mm-hmm,
they were really signs and stuff,
yeah.
but it's limited in that particular situation. That bishop has no stewardship over him. He is no longer his bishop.
And I will use that as a point if
If you're actually
I
right, he's no longer his bishop, and even in that particular case, a bishop does not have that would
No,
not have that
yeah.
type of stewardship.
Especially since he doesn't know like the whole situation of
Yeah,
what's
right,
happened and
right.
yeah, and
If
so
he's
then
not
his
on the date, he doesn't decide if you get to marry him.
yeah, no kidding. And so then I guess the bishop's wife was like standing there too. And she said, I hope she knows how lucky she is. And that's what he texted me. So I'm just like, what do I even say? Because
He's playing game. It's
I'm like,
he's running
you're a
the
great
stewardship.
guy, but
Right.
I don't, I mean, a girl one day is going to feel so lucky, but I'm just not
That
that
girl,
girl. And
right.
he's a great guy. Like, it has nothing to do with how he's treated me. Like, he is a great guy and he's very thoughtful on like those things, but it's just, he's just not, I
He's
was,
not the one.
he's not the one.
So we were going to talk about the one. Is there
Yeah.
is there a one? Do you think there's one guy for you out there?
You see, I personally do.
You think
But
there's only one guy that's right for Sydney?
honestly, I personally think that I know there's different perspectives on it, but I mean, maybe not one, but I feel like there is one guy that I don't know because like even in my patriarchal blessing, I feel like this is what's kind of like helped me a
Really
little bit.
fast for non-members. What's a patriarchal blessing, Dad?
So patriarchal blessing is a blessing that it's a priesthood blessing that you receive from a patriarch, which is a gentleman in. There's one patriarch per stake in the church, and it is a blessing that is received by revelation by a gentleman that has been designated to provide a patriarchal blessing. And it tells you and gives you hints about it can give you hints and guidance in your life. It talks about typically your whole life, even in most cases, probably even in the eternities. And it also discloses which house of Israel you've been adopted into.
which is the
And,
12 tribes of Israel.
right. And
And
and we could
yeah,
spend forever on this.
I
and
know, and
and
it only what it said is if we obey the commandments and we do the right things, that
yeah, I like this what
most of
you're
these
adding.
things will happen.
Well,
Mhm.
they will be fulfilled in some
They'll be
fashion.
yes.
The problem is we typically read it and like, well, this is how it's going to happen, and like we've talked before, it's never rarely ever how we
Yeah.
think it's going to happen.
Exactly. And
So go ahead. You're in your
well,
patriarchal blessing.
yeah, it's talked about how I'm gonna be treated by my husband and how
So
like
there's only one guy that can treat you that way.
no,
All
you're
right.
right.
Okay. Okay.
There's
Okay.
one guy.
Okay. Go.
Like
You
it
keep
just
going.
talks
I'm
about
just gonna. I'm
it
gonna.
just talks about my husband a little bit in there and like how I'm gonna be treated and all this stuff. And I feel like that's kind of what's helped me. Uh,
It's
think have
providing that guidance for you.
yeah, and I think it's kind of made me have that one and done mindset kind of in a way too because as soon as I don't feel that from a guy or I don't see that how I'm going to be treated or anything like that as it talks about in my patriarchal blessing, it's really easy for me to be like see you later bye and I don't
Right.
really second guess or like think about it just cuz I'm like, well, you're not gonna be my husband, so why am I wasting my time? Not that they can't get there, but
Right.
I think
It's a
because of that
lot
it's
to.
helped.
Well, I don't know what
Yeah.
kind of detail it goes in, and it's a
Yeah.
lot for you to be able to have this picture in your head, and for some person to match up to that
Yeah.
picture.
Uh-huh, it is, and so it's been a good thing, I think, because there has been a lot of guys that I have gone out with where haven't been the best, and so then it's helped me, like, just be a lot easier to be like,
Be
"Okay,
able to
well."
move forward and not feel
Mhm.
horrible about it, and and
Yeah.
and to make it. And that's one of the
Mhm.
reasons you get patriarchal blessings
Yeah.
is that. But do you feel like there's only one guy that's like that out there?
Well, maybe not, like, it could be naive of me to think that there's just one guy, but I feel like I feel like Heavenly Father has made us, because 'cause I'm tough. Like,
Right
there's
now,
gotta be a special guy for
right
me.
now, you are tough, and that's one of the reasons it's worth it. For whoever your husband is, they'll go back to this, and it'll be worth it. But is there only one guy for you?
Probably not. There's probably multiple guys that can fit that mold of what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's just the one that I end up
Yeah.
choosing, I guess.
Right, exactly. It's for us geeks that like Harry Potter, right? If you really know Harry Potter, there
I've
could have been
never
there.
seen Harry
Oh,
Potter.
you have not? Okay.
No.
Well,
How was she raised?
we were raised
so
on sports documentaries.
exactly.
Rocky?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this analogy in a sports metaphor, even
Oh
though
no.
even though I really like sports. In there, the people that understand it know it. That the guy, the evil guy, Lord Voldemort, ends up choosing. There could have been there could have been two boys that fit the description of who could have been the one that ends up and the mean guy in it, Lord Voldemort, ends up choosing his guy.
Okay.
Most likely, when you get married, then you'll have chosen,
Yeah.
and that will be your one.
Uh-huh.
But there's probably not just one
One.
guy that will fit
Yeah.
that bill for you.
Uh-huh.
Because if there's only one,
But if there's not only one, why has it been so hard to find
because it's
someone?
hard, it's hard.
Like that's why I'm like, there's got to be one because it's
There is at least one.
okay. At least.
What I want you to think of is there's more than one.
Okay. So
Doctrinally and
maybe two,
maybe 10
three, 10.
throughout the whole
Okay.
world.
You're right. There's a lot of people in the
Right.
world.
I mean, if you spoke a lot of languages, there could even be more.
Ah, dang it. Maybe I should learn another
Maybe you should
language.
learn another language.
Just kidding.
I was having a deep shower thought today, like literally like an hour before this, and I was thinking I think sometimes we forget that other people also have their agency. Is like a man could walk into your life that would have been the guy you're supposed to marry, but there could have been a mistake in the past that he made that I don't know if this makes sense, but makes it unable not
Impossible for him to be that guy.
impossible to be that guy.
Many are called, but few are chosen.
Yeah, where I think as people make their mistakes and go throughout life, or
Many have been called.
choose to go maybe to a basketball game that you were out, but they didn't choose to go there, and then they missed their chance. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because of people's choices also could be.
Many have been called to date Sydney, but Sydney's going to choose only a very
But also,
select few.
I mean, I do have, I guess, a high standard for what I want, but like also like I have to be holding myself to that standard too, because I can't ask a guy of things that I want in him, but I'm not holding myself to that standard because I'm sure he wants the same things that I'm wanting. So I feel like it's also
Right.
kind of like made me want to act
And
differently in
right, and
certain ways and
we've talked about that, and that is fair, right?
mhm.
It's what's good for you is also good for him. What's good for
Yeah.
him is also good for you.
Mhm.
There is, like, I know we're going against every basic Chatterton female relationship doctrine here, because the way I understand it is it doesn't matter what's good for me.
Really.
It's not, yeah. No, I mean, I'm getting myself in lots of trouble.
You're digging
And
yourself a
I'm
deeper
digging
hole as we
really a
talk.
hole. Yeah.
You
That's
should be
funny.
lucky that she's not feeling good and she's in her room right now. But you might be,
I saw her legs come down the stairs a couple times, so I might
but you
be.
might be digging the hole
Yeah, I
with
might
that
be
one.
doing Aunt Christy, but I don't live with her, and so I
Yeah.
can run
Oh,
away
she
a
will
little.
pass it on. That's
Yeah.
what she just said.
Karma will listen and watch, and I will still be in trouble.
That's funny.
And I'll leave it in. Whoop.
Hey, so, um, and you want to have room to grow too,
Mhm. Yeah.
and be a better person
Yeah.
than what you are today.
Why didn't you give
Exactly.
him a diamond watch and
Because
flowers
I
and
can't afford
cookies?
that.
Um,
Yeah. So,
well, we'll see
yeah.
what happens.
Now I just need to figure out how I need to
Ca-
let him down.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the tough part cuz I do know that he has a completely different perspective
right,
on how that day went than I did, and now I have to let him know like for the fourth time again that I
right,
don't see it going anywhere.
right. And I think
So,
it hurts, but being more direct and less ambiguous
yeah, I
instead of
think I
saying, "Hey,
need
let's just be friends,"
no, that's yeah, I need to take a different approach.
is valuable to
Mhm.
him and to you.
Yeah.
You're saying, "I tried," and I think you can do it kindly,
Yeah, yeah, I
and you can,
definitely want to be kind about it, yeah.
but at the same time, you have to look at the big picture, like what's truly kind. If you leave him walking away with hope, was that
Yeah.
kind?
No, it's not kind. I need to be honest cuz he does deserve a girl that's gonna like him as much as he likes someone like
Right,
me. Like
right,
he does deserve that, so I don't want to
right,
lead him on and take that from him.
right.
And
So,
I read this, or I listened to this quote by Emma Watson on she waited
Oh,
till
we're
she
doing
was.
lots of Harry Potter
I
today.
know
yeah.
she waited till she was in her 30s to get married, and she was talking about um how versus I want them versus I need them, and like you don't want to need someone, and that's why you get married.
Yeah,
That
Mhm.
ends up very toxic, but you gotta want to be with them, and I feel like everything that you have told us, it feels like he needs to be with you, like way more than he does want to be with you, but it feels like he needs to, and that's why he's trying to do all of these things for you, but you just want him, and what you're telling us is that you don't want him, but you're trying to be
Exactly.
nice.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I
Because
think
you're
so.
not a girl that needs someone. You're a very independent. It's a Chatterton thing. You're very independent. You don't need anyone to boss you
Nothing
around.
like my daughter or anything.
No,
You don't
nothing
have
like
any of those
me at
genes in you.
all. But you don't need someone, but you want to
Yeah.
want someone.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
That's a good way to put it cuz that's exactly
So how are you going to
how I
break up
feel.
with him? And
I
you
don't know
only have
yet.
got about 4 weeks before this one comes out.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You have a month.
So I do plan on talking to him about it this week actually, because he wants to see me again this week,
Yeah, I
and I
think
need
sooner's
to
better, right?
yeah. So I don't want to keep dragging it
Sooner's
out.
better. Frank,
Mhm.
honesty is better. Kindness is great.
No, yeah, and I'm just gonna just be honest with him. Like I really have been trying to go out with you, and not trying, not like it's been forceful, but
You've
I don't
given
know.
a
I haven't
lot
really
of
thought about it, so
a fair amount
this
of you've
is
given it a fair try.
yeah,
You've given it effort. You've things that you didn't, and things that initially turned you off. You tried to
I tried the marbles.
Right, you tried the marble. Yeah, you tried to, pull some of that,
Yeah.
and it's just not there for you.
And I feel
Yeah.
like that has changed with doing the podcast from episode 1 to now. I feel like
I've
that
evolved.
you've evolved. You have evolved, and I
Because
feel like
before I was like, nope, and then now I'm like, marbles. Take one
Marbles.
out, put
Put
one
one
in.
in. Take 10 out, put one in.
Exactly.
Put 100 in. Take.
He'll like fill up the jar and then he'll just completely just flip it upside down and all
Yeah.
the marbles go out. I'm like, ah.
You're taking handfuls.
Yeah, there was handfuls taken out.
Right.
But yeah,
No.
so yeah, I need to let him down and just be honest and definitely not give him the whole friends thing. I don't even think I can't even say that
Yeah.
because that's just gonna give him false hope. Even though
Right.
that's
Because
I'm
he'll still
trying to
try
be
to. He'll
nice.
try to.
But
Yeah. Right. That's.
well, and he did
And
that the
that's
first time.
right.
Mhm.
That's what girls typically. I mean, not every girl, but that's typically what the reason they use that phraseology is they're trying to be nice because everybody can continue to be friends. Well, he doesn't. That's not what he wants.
Yeah, and I realized that after my first 3 times of me telling him that. I told him that 3 times.
I know.
So it hasn't worked, so I need to try a different method.
Yeah. Maybe a little more curt.
Yeah.
A
No,
little
yeah.
like look the long play. You're wasting your time with me.
No. Yeah. And like honestly, like I don't really have an issue just being straight up and saying how I feel or how it is. But for with him, I feel awful like being straight up because I feel bad because he's done so much and
But you're not.
I just feel I for some reason I feel more
That's
bad
the
with him.
manipulation
Yeah.
type of.
That's
I
the love
think.
bombing thing. That's the obligation.
Yeah.
That's
That's
something
true.
that he invested in
Mhm.
or he did to make you feel that way,
Yeah.
to make it hard to get to this point.
Yeah, that's true.
That you
There's
didn't
been lots of love
you neither
bombing.
asked for it. Now you have to be honest with yourself. You neither
Mhm.
asked for it nor demanded it nor even wanted it.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I didn't want the love bombing.
And, and so you should take that and say, no, I'm not going to worry about that. That was all done gratuitously on his part. I
Mhm.
offered no guarantees. In
Yeah.
fact, I did anything but offer a guarantee,
Exactly.
and he refused to take those hints, which
Yeah.
probably would have got him farther down the road. But no matter there, he's
Yeah.
hopeful. Well, I don't. Hopefully or not. Hopefully, I don't care per se. Hopefully or not. Hopefully,
Yeah.
is that you can go to your next guy. You can
Yeah.
find you. It's one more guy closer to Mr. Right.
You're right. I'm one more guy closer.
Mhm.
Hopefully there's not that many down the road.
That's funny. I do you think he's like too much of a green flag, or is his green flags turning into red flags? Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
like
Sorry, I don't know your terminology.
so
I'm
green
just-
flag is like something that's good about a guy, and then a red flag is something bad about a guy. Like attributes of someone.
Oh,
Yeah.
So like getting kissed on the first date, that's a red flag.
Mhm.
But like
I see what you're how you.
but
see-
him opening your door would be a green flag.
right.
Yeah. Exactly.
I feel
and-
like he does good stuff, but he just takes it too far that I feel like it
Yes.
goes back to red flag. Like it goes back to bad, if that makes
Yes.
sense.
And that's what I've been battling in my head. It's like he has a lot of things that I like, so I'm like, "Oh yeah, I like that about you. That is what I want in someone." And then he does things like that that's over the top that just
Right.
completely pushes me in the other direction. And so that's where I've like been trying to battle with. It's like you do have things I like, but then also like the things that you're being super over the top with is very alarming to me to where I don't know.
Right. Well,
can keep.
and things are going to get more intense.
Yes.
The good things are going to probably get a little bit better. The bad things are going to get a little worse,
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
maybe a lot worse.
Yeah.
Tendency is the bad things. If something's going to change in the dynamic and volume, it's typically worse gets bigger, not good.
Mhm. Yeah.
Typically they're showing the best. When a guy's taking you out, he is typically showing you the best version of himself at that point.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
not the perfect one because he doesn't know what perfect is.
Yeah, that's true. But the
For
best
you.
version,
But
yeah.
he's trying to show the best, and so
Mhm.
it goes back that thing is if you're getting like if a lot of red flags are popping up and you're feeling uncomfortable, that's why you
Mhm.
go trust your gut.
Yes, yeah.
Is
trust
that
me, yeah.
because typically what's going to grow
Mhm.
is the things that are red flags, that
Yeah.
per Laney's deal, not the
Yeah.
green flags. The green flags, you're almost seeing all the green flags.
Uh-huh.
And
No,
what
that's true.
changes and where the depth comes in is as you get married and things you grow, you love more because you serve each other more. You do a lot of
Mhm.
things, but typically I was the best version of myself when I was dating Karma. And now I've become the
Oh,
best version of myself because I've grown up and I've gotten better, and I still screw
yeah.
it up, and
And she straightened him out.
and she
Good job,
gets
Aunt
mad at
Karma.
me, and I still fall short um, uh, in her eyes
Yeah.
In her eyes.
of different things that are things that I have that I am not good at, even though
Try to be.
sometimes I try to be, sometimes I
Mhm.
don't, sometimes I'm just lazy. What I want to hook next time is we really need to get Kennedy back at this point,
Yeah, we can get her back on.
because there's been some really interesting developments. I
There
don't
has
know them
been
all, and
some
I don't want to hear any
developments.
of them
Oh,
until the
I will.
time,
Yeah,
and let her explain it,
it'll be interesting.
and we'll put her through the gauntlet.
Yeah, you'll have to.
She's
You'll
gonna have
have
to
to.
go now through the gauntlet.
She is.
Should we bring Riley on in my spot so we get the full story?
No, I know. Riley brings out the full story. She gives the details.
Yeah,
I try. I think I tried really hard to give
you
the
did.
details this
Well,
week.
even with your father here, I
I was
gotta give
impressed.
yeah props to you for saying all of that.
That's funny. But yeah, so Kennedy, she has big updates for
You need
us.
to bring Kennedy back next
Yeah,
time.
we will. Well, anyways,
All right.
thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks everybody. We appreciate you listening. Like we say, we have to do the thing now. I hated this because I've been talking to people that have been listening now. Now you end up having to subscribe and
Oh,
like
and comment.
and comment. Please, we would love other things to talk about. So
Give us
Yeah.
topics.
give us topics. We'll talk about things, and you can tell us how crazy we are about talking about our advice on those things. Thanks everybody. See you later.